I'm on the boardwalk in Volos, a port city in central Greece renowned for its unique meze culture.
This is white tarama salad.
That is amazing.
Today I'm delving into one of the most popular aspects of the Greek table, meze. Meze dishes are meant to be shared and sipped with alcohol, specifically with ouzo, or wine, or Greek firewater.
Yamas.
Together with a Greek master of wine, I'll explore how to pair meze dishes with Greek wines.
Most Greek wines have high acidity because acidity is what makes the pairing tick.
I'll be making some of my favorite meze recipes. Tzatziki, the Greek yogurt dip. Classic Greek keftedes. And a spicy shrimp dish spiked with ouzo and feta cheese.
Join me on my Greek table as I explore these vibrant and varied dishes all the way from the Greek mainland to the Aegean Islands alike.
I was born in New York and visited Greece when I was 12. I fell in love with the place and my husband. I moved to Athens 25 years ago to cook and write about Greece's healthy foods and natural beauty. I'm Diane Kochilas. Mezas. All over Greece, small savory plates of food enjoyed in a convivial atmosphere make for one of the country's most essential dining experiences. Known as meze, or mezedes in the plural, the tradition traces its roots to the ancient symposia, which means to drink together. It is an expression of something Greeks hold dear, socializing over a few plates of simple, tasty food and letting the wine or spirits flow. Mezedes are served all over Greece, from the Aegean Islands to the mainland and mountains. For the most part, it's the drink of choice that determines the selection of small plates served up on a meze table. The basic rule of thumb is whatever swims goes well with ouzo and tsipuro, and whatever grazes on land is better with wine. Almost anything can be served as a meze, from a simple plate of olives to savory dips, octopus, meatballs, and more. A meze table is always an assortment of flavors, textures, temperature, and spice levels. The whole point is to excite the palate in small bites that burst with flavor. While the meze tradition is part of the Greek table everywhere, one place in particular stands out: Volos. A port city in central Greece where enjoying mezedes is almost a ritual. Today I'm with Alexandros Alexandrou, one of the most renowned meze meisters in Volos.
Τα κάνετε βόλτα παντού δηλαδή.
Ναι, το πρωί τα περνάω όλα εδώ πέρα.
A fixture in the city since he first opened Kavouras, his meze restaurant, 37 years ago.
Θα πάρεις γαβράκι.
Θα πάρω γάβρο, θα πάρω σαμπανιό.
Rain or shine, he comes to the market every day to look for the freshest fish and seafood he can find.
Εσύ ξέρεις, βλέποντας τα ψάρια, ποια είναι φρέσκα και ποια είναι χθεσινά, ας πούμε.
Δεν είναι. Όταν το ψάρι πρέπει να είναι γυαλιστερό και πρέπει να είναι ζωντανό. Ζωντανό για να είναι φρέσκο.
I'm really looking forward to the meze spread Alexandros is going to make today. He's bringing out pickled vegetables, often the first thing to start with to wake up the palate. Then anchovies with peppers, cooked in olive oil. Crispy shrimp. Deep-fried sea anemones are always a delight. And fried red mullets, a rare treat unique to Volos. Volos is known for its restaurants that serve mezedes, specifically with tsipuro, a grape distillate not unlike the Italian grappa. Each dish follows a progression by the round, starting with something sharp and vinegary and moving toward more substantial plates, all with the aim of teasing the palate and keeping the reveler from getting drunk. It's great to sample mezedes in restaurants like Kavouras, but it's also fun to make them at home.
I'm making a shrimp saganaki. It's one of my favorite meze dishes, and I never met anyone who doesn't like it. Greeks, when they cook shrimp, they often cook it with the shell on because it's a little bit more flavorful that way, but it is a little bit more difficult to eat. So I'm always in the habit of cleaning the shrimp. I do leave the heads and tails on because I think it looks really pretty that way. I'm gonna marinate the shrimp a little bit in just a touch of ouzo and some lemon juice. I just wanna zest my lemon. I'm gonna put a little bit of lemon juice over my shrimp. Lemon juice and ouzo go really well together. The lemon is really acidic and the ouzo is sweet, even though it's really strong and it has that great anise flavor. The shrimp is just gonna sit for a few minutes while I start my sauce. I'm cooking this dish in the pan that gives it its name. It's called shrimp saranaki, and this is a saranaki pan. It's a very simple frying pan with two handles. Pouring my olive oil in here. So I just want to saute my onion and green pepper here, and I use a sweet, long green pepper, kind of like an Anaheim. And I am gonna add something a little spicy, which is just a dried chili pepper. I'm gonna keep it whole. I don't wanna make it so hot that you can't eat it. A little bit of salt, that will help draw out the moisture and cook them a little faster. Half my garlic. And I just wanna cook this down until the water in the tomatoes cooks off. That's gonna take a few minutes. Add a little bit of olive oil. And I want to sear the shrimp. I can really smell that anise from the ouzo in here. I am going to add a little garlic to my shrimp. And I'm going to add my marinade. You want to do this a little carefully because the alcohol might ignite. A little bit of salt. My sauce is just about where I want it. So I'm gonna add my shrimp to it. We want all the flavor of these juices in the pan. This looks really pretty. Just a little bit of black pepper. I am gonna add my dried Greek oregano. This whole thing takes about 7 or 8 minutes to cook from start to finish, not including the time that the sauce takes to cook down a little bit. Turn off my flame. I'm gonna add my feta so that it just starts to melt as the dish is served. And the last bit of color and flavor that goes into this dish is just some chopped parsley. I can't wait to taste this. I want to get a little bit of that sauce on the same forkful as the shrimp. I love the fact that the onions still have a little crunch to them. So do the peppers. And the shrimp is perfectly cooked, and the feta cheese binds this tomato sauce so that it's really creamy. This is a great dish.
You can't have a meze table without dips. There are dozens of different Greek meze dips. They are the ultimate grazing food, pungent, robust, exploding with flavor, and literally made to be shared.
I'm making one of the most popular meze dishes, which is tzatziki. I would venture to say it's probably on every restaurant menu, in every Greek restaurant across the world. The first thing you have to do when making tzatziki is to grate the cucumber. Tzatziki is to Greek cuisine what raita is to Indian cuisine. A yogurt-based dip that's meant to be very soothing, very refreshing. Goes really well with all sorts of pungent and spicy foods. And it's equally good on its own. I'm just emptying my cucumbers into a cheesecloth that is lining a colander. I let this sit for about a half hour to drain, and then I'm gonna wring it out. Cucumber has a lot of water, so you don't want all that water in the yogurt. You want the yogurt to stay thick. I like to add my own little twist to the tzatziki. I chop up a couple of cornichons. They add a little bit of crunch. I'm just gonna add them to my Greek yogurt here. Looks like my cucumber is nice and wilted and ready to squeeze. You can see all the liquid that's come out of there. There's a lot of water in cucumbers. So this is exactly where I want it to be. I'm gonna empty it into the yogurt and just break it apart a little bit. Just makes it easier to mix. The one thing you don't want to shy away from when you make tzatziki is chopped garlic. This is 3 cloves, a tiny bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper, chopped dill, extra virgin Greek olive oil, and that really is added to help give the tzatziki a slightly more velvety texture. And for a little bit of extra tang, red wine vinegar. And just mix it all together. This is gonna go beautifully with the meze spread I'm gonna put together in a little while. Just a little bit of dill. The tzatziki couldn't be easier. Next up, juicy Greek keftedes. Everyone loves a good meatball, right? I'm making keftedes. I always start with a tomato. I could have chopped it or I could have put it in a food processor, but I like to do it the old-fashioned way, which is to grate it. So the whole point is to start with a full tomato and end up with a piece of butterfly tomato skin. What you're left with is called tomato concassé, or just really finely chopped fresh tomato. This is a combination of ground beef and ground pork. The reason I add tomato is it adds moisture to the mixture and it also gives a nice color. I'm gonna start to knead this. I grated my onion in exactly the same way as my tomato. Don't be afraid to use your hands. The next ingredient is milk. I add it by sight. What you want is a meat mixture that's extremely moist, but still firm enough to hold its shape. I want to show you this before I add the breadcrumbs to it. This will hold its shape. The meatballs, I can form them. And these are just plain, fresh breadcrumbs. And mint is the telltale seasoning in a Greek meatball. This is about 2 teaspoons of salt in here for 1.5 pounds of meat. And a little bit of pepper. You can make them kind of any size you want. I like to make them about 1.25 inches in diameter. You know, this is meze, right? So the whole point is to pop them in your mouth, you know, one at a time and to enjoy them. Once I shape them, I put them in the refrigerator for about a half hour or so. I'm frying up my keftedes. And what we want on the keftedes is a really nice, deep brown color. I'm frying in Greek olive oil. I always dredge my meatballs in a little flour to get that crispy exterior. You don't want to overcrowd the frying pan because that will bring down the temperature of the oil and they won't cook so fast and they'll be greasy. So these are all pretty much ready. And these really do make the perfect bite-sized meze. I can't resist. I've got to taste these. They are so tender, crisp on the outside, and really minty. That is so good.
We've sipped a little firewater with some of Greece's most succulent seafood, but wine is just as important an accompaniment to the meze table. And Greek wines are a world-class gem just now being discovered.
Well, I've been cooking all day, obviously, right? My keftedes, my shrimp, the tzatziki. There's a reason for that, because I was expecting my good friend Konstantin Lazarakis. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me here.
Konstantin is kind of a rock star in the Greek world of food and wine. He is one of the 2 masters of wine in Greece, actually the first master of wine. And the whole idea is to figure out what to drink with this. There's so many different flavors and textures, heat levels, spiciness.
The old way of matching food and wine is one dish and one wine. That's
very stilted, it's very French, it's very prim and proper.
ideally what you would drink with these shrimps have nothing to do with what you would go for these meatballs or these spicy peppers. So the point is just enjoy the wine.
So let's taste them. I want you to give me a
Yeah,
little lesson. I know that we have different varieties here. You're pouring a Santorini Assyrtiko, right?
Yes, possibly the most well-known Greek grape variety and appellation around the world. And there is Yamas. And there's actually quite a good reason for that. The grape variety Assyrtiko, when grown in Santorini, can be 20 years old on the upper part of the vine and then more than 4 centuries old beneath ground in the root system.
I didn't know that.
Because of the peculiarities of the soil and having a volcano in the neighborhood. And it smells like liquid rock.
That is so good.
Greek wine has been on for at least 4 millennia, possibly 5.
And Santorini is a good example of that, right?
Possibly Santorini was one of the first places in Greece that started cultivating vines. The second white actually comes from a pink skin grape variety called Moscofilero, and this is a grape that is turned into some of the most amazing whites. Yeah, I'll have a pepper, thank you.
With the Moscofilero.
Yeah,
So
because
to prove the point that you can drink anything with anything almost,
when you're
right?
having something spicy, you need a lot of refreshment and acidity. Most Greek wines have high acidity because acidity is what makes the pairing tick, is what makes the palate feeling not saturated but refreshed. You have the spiciness of the pepper.
That's good.
And then you need something to caress the palate rather than hit it with force. With this meatball, it was about time to move to a rosé that comes from the great grape variety of Xinomavro. Xinomavro is one of these really interesting grape varieties.
So, I love this wine.
It's grapefruit wine because, again, the acidity is there. The flavors are so elegant, however enveloping. Have also a bit more of the fish. You'll see that despite being a structured red grape variety, goes great with small fish. No matter whether this is too fishy or too salty, there will be the wine really taking off the flavors.
That's a really beautiful contrapunto.
Contrapunto, that's the whole thing. So we go for a red. In here, we do have quite a beast. Xinomavro, in its red form, is full of acid, but also full of tannins.
I like tannins.
In Greece, the matrix of the taste profiles of our grapes are all over the place, and this is amazing. No matter what kind of wine you enjoy, you will find a grape variety from Greece that will be matching your taste profile.
So that's also true of food, especially the meze style, when there's a little bit of everything, whether you like hot, spicy, there's a flavor for every palate, right?
Vegan, omnivorous, you're here. You're home.
Absolutely, yamas.
Yamas.
That means to your health.
It stands to reason that a custom as timeless as meze can stand up to a little revolution in the kitchen. The meze culture in Volos might be steeped in tradition, but at least one place is pushing the envelope: Mezen.
There is always a question that you should be asked when you come to a Tsipuru hangout,
Which is?
with anise or without anise.
That's like to be or not to be.
Yes, something like that.
With anise is a little sweeter.
It's a bit sweeter and it reminds you of ouzo.
With anise.
With anise.
Adesihian.
Yamas.
Yamas.
That's the spirit of
really
Greece.
good, actually.
Yeah.
It's quite strong, but it's also very, the
Tasty.
flavor kind of explodes. Yeah, it's great.
This is our own distillation. We put fennel, a bit of anise, and just a handful of salt.
Of salt.
Yes, that makes it more round in your mouth.
So, Andrea, at Mezen, what's the whole ritual behind the Mezas?
When you come in a Tsipuro bar, you just order your Tsipuro and the meze will follow.
Oh, so no ordering.
No. There's no menus in traditional Tsipuro bars.
I like that. No decisions.
Yeah, no decisions. This is for the first round. We call it a kopanisti of Volos.
Panisi means beaten, right?
Yeah. This was a dish that they used to make during the 50s Nowadays, we make it with local feta that we smoke it in our smoker, extra virgin olive oil, paprika, garlic, and a couple of
A couple of secrets.
herbs.
Is there a reason or a logic
Yes,
to the
there is.
progression?
We want to stabilize our taste buds. And
Oh, you want to stabilize your
Yeah.
taste buds. I like that theory.
Yeah, you should have a bite and a sip. This is the way you have tsipouro.
Bite and a sip. Okay.
It's all about balance. You have to have balance in your mouth.
That's great. It's
Yep.
very smoky.
The second plate that you see here is a traditional recipe of Constantinopolis. That's mackerel, that we make it in the stove. We leave it for a day in white vinegar and some herbs. And the next day we serve it as a cold salad as a starter for tsipouro.
That is amazing. It's so turkey on my palate. It's very vinegary, but very pleasant.
This is a white tarama salad with a bit of smoked olive oil and paprika.
Wow. That's
Do you
amazing.
like it?
So it's also a balance of textures.
Yes, of
And
course.
colors, right? There's so many different colors right
textures,
here.
and flavors. You don't go to a tsipouro bar to eat, you know. You go
I
to
do.
drink, to meditate, with a sip and a bite, and you just eat a bit, not to get drunk. That's the philosophy of tsipouro.
That's the philosophy of drinking anything in Greece, actually. You always eat.
So now that your palate is stabilized,
It's stabilized. My
Yes, it's
palate is
stabilized.
tantalized.
this is semi-salted mackerel.
Yeah?
We put it for 1.5 hours in salt and sugar, pepper and herbs. And then we wash it away and we put it on the stove.
Let's see. That is definitely milder and very delicious. The smokiness, it is less salty than the first round of dips, but because of the vegetables, it's also very fresh.
Yes.
It's really nice. What is that?
These are sardine bones.
Sardine bones?
Yeah. These are actually fried and salted sardine bones.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. This is not a traditional meze.
No, that's a meze.
This is great. Oh, what is that?
That's also a special dish of meze.
Of meze.
It's called gyros.
Okay,
It's
I know
like
everybody
the-
knows a gyro. This doesn't look like your typical gyro.
No, it's made out of cod.
Out of cod. Wow, that's great.
We try to make some radical mezes, but based on tradition, for our customers not to be afraid to eat it. We took all the elements of a classic, the gyro, the pita bread, the yogurt, the garlic, the tomato, onion, parsley. It's very easy for the customer to accept it, and then very radical for us to serve it.
Radical tastes good. The idea of taking something that's very, very traditional, that's really a part of Greek culture, you know, the whole idea of eating and sharing food around the table, talking, drinking a little bit, having the tsipouro, having all these beautiful colors and textures, that speaks to our culture to a great extent.
This culture has to do with memories, memories of the past, the flavors of the past. We just try to serve them in a modern way, with modern techniques and a bit of radical techniques.
This is beautifully balanced. I will come back to bite and sip definitely again. Συγεία πάλι και ευχαριστούμε πολύ.